Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com.
During the spookiest time of the year, there are a few guidelines all ghosts and goblins should follow. Always stay on sidewalks. Never go to a stranger's house. And never go out alone.
This is Texas Podcast Massacre.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me as always are my fellow trick-or-treaters, Nate.
Charlie Brown's an asshole.
And Lisa.
Happy Halloween.
So each week on Texas Podcast Massacre, we take a look at a different horror movie. We debate a horror-related topic with our unsuspecting victim, who is usually someone that is not what we would call a horror fan. This week, our unsuspecting victim is none other than Amanda.
Hello.
Welcome to the show for the very first time.
It took a while.
Yep, it took a while. We've been working with Amanda's agents for so long and just have not been able to work scheduling, but we're so happy to have you.
Really, really tough lawyers on her side.
I thought I could trust him.
So, Amanda, we've heard plenty from Nate about how he has subjected you to all sorts of manner of horror films over the years.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so you are not a fan of horror movies.
How many horror films do you think you've watched with me? If you could just estimate.
Hundreds? Too many?
That's awesome. Yep, that's exactly what I had said in previous episodes, like maybe in the couple hundreds. Yeah. So that's about right.
So of those absurd amount of horror movies, Jesus, do you have any types that you find that you enjoy more than others?
Probably the ones in the 50s and 60s.
You like the old school ones?
Old school, where it's more suspenseful, less gory.
Okay. Do you have a particular favorite?
I like House on Haunted Hill.
The original?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I think I have that on my Netflix watch list now because I think they added the original.
And Netflix is redoing The Haunting of Hill House next year. That's the Mike Flanagan guy who did Gerald's Game.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, well, very cool. Well, welcome. Thanks for being able to join us tonight. Hopefully, this movie wasn't too bad.
I had to watch it by myself.
Oh, Nate.
Yeah, I know. What a jerk.
More money, more problems.
Oh, my God. Why? All right. Well, welcome to the show. With that, let's kind of get into our debate question of the week.
We will see how the Lord favors you.
No, you dare not blaspheme. He will punish you. The jaws of hell will devour you. All of you. No.
So this movie is all about, so first we're doing Trick or Treat today, which is, many call it kind of a new modern horror classic, or Halloween classic at least.
Oh, definitely.
The film is really focuses around why you shouldn't break from Halloween customs and traditions. So my question to you all is, what is your favorite Halloween custom that you do? And really, I guess because it's a debate question and we have to actually take a stance and argue, what's the best of the Halloween traditions? So, Nate, we'll start with you.
Sure. So the best Halloween tradition for me is definitely, I wonder if I'm going to steal from anybody.
That's fine.
But I say putting on costumes is my favorite Halloween tradition.
Okay, what was your best costume?
My best costume, we've mentioned it before, but you guys have a Halloween party that is pretty legit, usually.
Gracias.
We try.
I was Flash Gordon one time.
Yep.
But my favorite is probably going as the character Young Granddad, who
gifted us with Old Granddad.
the grandson of the character Old Granddad, which is a terrible whiskey from Kentucky.
Yep.
It's probably my all-time favorite costume of mine, to be honest.
Yeah. I think the best costume we've ever seen in our parties, we've been doing these for close to 6-7 years now.
Yeah.
The best one was our friends Tim and Greer came as a pageant, a pageant mom. And Tim showed up in diapers with a tiara and a sash. And Greer played the pageant mom like to perfection.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, that was really good. But dressing up in the costume is fun because you get to you be creative with it, right? Or you can just buy something off the store shelf. But everyone can kind of get together and join in a kind of a cool thing. And you go out in a group, and just like in this movie, you go out in a group and you all have your weird costumes. Although normally, I guess you don't buy your costume on Halloween itself, like in this movie.
Yeah, that was impressive. They still found stuff.
Yeah, that was amazing. But in general, it's fun camaraderie. You can do group costumes or couples costumes and stuff, and that just makes it hilarious and ridiculous. So that's my favorite for sure.
Okay, Lisa.
So when I was a kid, it was trick or treating, obviously, because you cannot wait to go out and get the candy. Mm-hmm. And then my sister and I would always come home and sort our piles when we got home, and then trade, because there's certain things she liked and certain things I liked. So obviously that didn't last. Eventually got put all in the one pot and everyone ate it. But but it was still fun to see how many Crunch bars you got versus Reese's and stuff like that. I think now
crunching the numbers.
Yeah,
crunching the numbers. Thank you very much.
Nice. Now, gosh, I don't know. I do like decorating the house. I think that's become one of my favorite parts, and I think it's mainly because we get ambitious and I like to build things. So, we've built a grandfather clock, we've built a fireplace.
All cardboard boxes.
A coffin beer pong table.
Beer pong table.
Yeah. I enjoy any of my woodworking. That's the only time I really get to play around with all my power tools and do little small projects.
So I've enjoyed making things for the house. That's been fun.
Yep. I think for mine, it's definitely probably. So one of the big traditions, and I think I picked this up from my brother, but was a spooky town. So when he first moved to Houston, he had these little the Limax model Halloween towns or whatever, and he had a big table where he had them all laid out. And so I've kind of built that tradition with Lisa. We've done we have an amusement park theme. We have a big skull Ferris wheel and spooky bumper cars and all that. The other one is I can't find people to go with me now. So, but I told y'all we used to work in a haunted house, and through high school, college, and up until really the last year or so, I would spend almost every weekend going to. Well, usually, not weekend. I would go Thursday and Sundays when it's super cheap and there's no lines. But I would go to the haunted house attractions, and in Houston there's 10 of them.
What's the Bayou?
Nightmare on the Bayou.
Nightmare on the Bayou.
There's there was Phobia 290, although they moved off Highway 290 and it went somewhere else. But they had 8 attractions. They all do the thing where we have 5 attractions for one ticket and one line, and it's so it's one attraction.
What was the one? What was when we went out when there was Dead Snow playing in the line to get in? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, that was the one that was off Beltway 8?
Yeah, it was way far.
Oh, what is that one called? Oh, that's sad that
it wasn't that good, so it was fine.
It wasn't. It was okay. It wasn't bad.
That was the one with the chain link fence maze with the strobe light. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, Scream World.
Scream World.
There
you go. Nice. Good
that one was predictable, though.
Yeah.
You could see the people coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phobia was the best one. Now they moved kind of south side. And then there's one that's apparently way off of 59 that they even do a Christmas Halloween theme one. So later on, so they're we got to stretch this out for a little bit longer. But it brings me back to when I used to work at them, and I always enjoy seeing the props and all the practical effects and everything. That's it's good fun, particularly if you can convince someone, an unsuspecting victim of your own, to join you.
My favorite story is still from that. Sorry, Mitch. I always got to bring it up. Is when Mitch worked there. When he was in college? Is that when you worked there?
I worked there 1 year in college and realized I didn't want to spend my whole Halloween.
And he scared a girl so bad that she hit him with her flip-flop right in the face.
Yep, whipped out the flip-flop and popped me.
Been there.
Which was impressive because I was wearing one of those the full-body robes where your face is completely hidden. And it was in a dark room with glow-in-the-dark paint and stuff. She managed to whack me right on the middle of the face.
Nice.
Yeah.
So... Final girl in training.
Shout out! Exactly. she would have survived. I'm confident. I feel like I prepped her for that.
Nice.
So you're welcome, listener, if you're out there.
I'm going to take a guess that this person's not listening to this.
Probably
not. Probably not. I don't know how our listeners
so traumatized for horror.
I don't know how many listeners we have in Louisiana. We have none in Iowa. So
or Idaho. You mean?
Idaho. Which
can't even. God, you can't even know the name of the state that people hate us at.
You know, all in the Mid East is all about the same. It's all just one big blob of just corn and husks and
soybean and husks.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. So we saved the best for last. Amanda, your favorite Halloween tradition?
I would say it was the trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treating?
Yeah, because my dad would always take us out, and he would always bring this huge bag so we wouldn't have to carry all the candy. Yep. And then we'd have our treats, and then he always brought his beer, so he had his treats.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then I also liked that my mom and I would always make all of our costumes. So it was kind of like the fun.
Yeah. What was your favorite costume that you did?
I think it was probably Pocahontas.
Oh, nice.
Pocahontas, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, she actually made when we did the Dorothy and the Scarecrow one at your guys' party. That's what her mom actually made that one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, she did that one.
There's no way I could have done any.
And my brother's Ninja Turtle.
Oh yeah, he was here for this party as well.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. She made the Ninja Turtle with
stretchy. I mean, you talk to your mom about some ideas I have for this year.
She's really good at it.
My mom made mine when I was younger, and it was the same costume for like years. I was Dracula for I had to have been 8 years until I finally wanted to be Jason. I did not get very adventurous.
8 years? Did you not grow the entire time?
I mean, it's just a cape and then, some slacks, which I wore for church, and a button down. And she had a brooch that she told me was a medallion. It made me weird. And then it's just, then you just slick the hair back, put some little white face paint, wear the fake fangs, and put some blood. Easy kid's costume.
Yeah.
You're overthinking it otherwise.
That's not bad.
Yeah, my son will definitely be Dracula for years. Maybe I'll give him the man bun thing, though. That
if you do the man bun, that's next
with
level.
With the long braid.
Oh, yeah, with the long braid.
Next level.
Oh, yeah.
That has to happen.
But then I have to find like a red kimono. We're getting...
Amanda's mom will make it done.
But yeah, no, the homemade costume is the best, because my mom made, when I was little, I was dying to be Batgirl. And so she made my Batgirl costume. That was hands down the best costume I ever had.
Yep.
Nice.
It's great.
Well, cool. Well, I mean, I think clearly the winner, the best tradition, is all of them, because Halloween is the greatest time of year. There is not a bad tradition.
It's the most
watching
wonderful time of the year.
Plus watching horror movies, is what I was going to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only bad tradition you may have is not celebrating at all, in which case...
The bad tradition is giving out apples if someone trick-or-treats to you.
Oh, no.
Fuck you.
You know, apples are better than the fucking toothbrushes.
That's true. Okay, I'll take an apple, no problem.
Choke on a dick, you people giving out toothbrushes. Terrible. You don't have to give out... Look, no one needs the full-size candy bars, although MVP if you're one of the people that do that. But if you're just giving out just normal candy, vegetables, get that shit out of here.
If you're going to give out a toothbrush, you have to give out the equivalent amount, like the equivalent length of candy to match the length of the toothbrush.
Yeah.
Like 3 pieces of candy minimum, right?
with the toothbrush.
With the toothbrush, then that's okay.
Or like a bag of just melted chocolate that you're supposed to put on the toothbrush to brush your teeth with that chocolate. Yeah. That's then acceptable.
Yeah, what if it's chocolate flavored toothpaste bundled with it? Also good.
Kids are told to eat their damn vegetables all year. Okay, for the one night, just let them have the candy. That's why stop pushing your bullshit.
But it's not one night; it's like a month after.
Yeah, but you split the difference.
Look. I don't know about y'all. I never finished my bag of candy. It just disappeared.
Oh, no, mine. Oh, it got finished. It got finished.
It got finished by someone else in my family, not necessarily me.
Well, I was the oldest.
My mom would steal the dots out of the bag because she has a dots obsession.
I was gonna say if you want to split the difference, kids should eat healthy, eat vegetables, but they also want to trick or treat candy corn. Right in the middle.
I love candy corn. What about the candy pumpkins though? Is that still
candy pumpkins are superfood? Got
it. All right. Well, with that said, are y'all ready to talk about this week's movie of the week, Trick or Treat?
Let's do it.
All right. So once again, our this week's movie of the week is Trick or Treat.
This is the one night that all sorts of things roam free. Sorry. These traditions.
Wait.
What?
You're supposed to keep it lit.
Why?
Ancient tradition?
putting on costumes.
I look like I'm 5.
You look great.
What did we do now?
We meet our dates.
Jack-o'-lanterns.
Why are we here? To pay our respects to the dead?
The Halloween school bus massacre.
They started to protect us, but
What in God's name are you doing down there? Hiding bodies?
nowadays, no one really cares.
This one's still lit.
So Trick or Treat is an anthology movie that focuses on several small stories about people who are following their own Halloween traditions or not following those traditions. The common tie around them is a small child trick-or-treater wearing a burlap sack over his face called Sam, who is kind of present around all the stories. He doesn't really interact much except for one or two of them, but he's kind of the common thread. General, I guess, man, as our guest, kind of general thoughts about this one. What did you think overall?
Not my favorite.
Okay. What about so what anything in particular that's at a high level? Because we'll get into each of the individual vignettes, but it's kind of boring. Didn't really like the stories. What?
I don't know. It's just not really my type of movie.
Is that your type of movie? Okay.
No, it's a lot of slashing and it's
A lot of so
there's
negative.
Slashing.
and they were just stupid people.
Those are the best. That's horror. That's what horror movies are all about. Okay, cool. Lisa, what about you? Any overall thoughts?
I really liked it.
You like this
But
one?
I liked it because I like twists.
Okay.
And so it was cool to see like the little things, how they interconnected and like the little twists that kept happening. So that to me was cool.
I like it. We have dissension amongst our unsuspecting victim ranks. So that's great. Nate, how about you? What was your overall thoughts?
It's great. This is one of the classic modern horror films.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy it. I don't know if I'd say it's one of the classics, but it's certainly enjoyable.
I would say in the last 15, 20 years, this is rises toward the top.
But I'll tell you, I enjoy anthologies because my own personal preference, I like smaller doses, but I like kind of the anthology where they're all sort of connected into a larger story. It's like VHS. I really like that. I haven't seen VHS 2, but I like that. I like Tales from the Dark Side. I like all of those. I think the shorter story format within the larger movie works better for me because then it's
and in this movie the interplay between all of the stories keeps happening in and out of time. So a little forward, a little backward, same time frame, right?
Yeah.
So that part, the fact that it's all happening in the same place and to the same kind of people is really cool.
Yeah. So Nate, what fun trivia do you have for us for this one?
Sure. So this movie was. I mean, it's out. It says it's out in 2007, but it actually was never released in the theaters. It was going up against Saw, and they're like, I'm out. So they pulled the movie. They showed it in different screenings all across the country. Different horror movie stuff, but they never actually released it wide in the theaters. So then in 2009, they was like, all right, we'll just release it straight to DVD. So this movie actually never got a theatrical release, which is pretty rare, especially for a movie this good. I mean, it's way better than a lot of the other crap that's coming out.
Was it up against the first Saw?
I think so. Yeah, 2007.
Yeah, that's rough because that movie clearly.
I mean, I saw two, but it was. They pulled it, but I mean, it's really good. They should release it on Halloween, but they were supposed to release it in December, and then they pushed it back. But this movie comes in at a lean 82 minutes. It's flying around, story to story, interwoven stuff, building all of them up, and then ending some, and then circling
Perfect
back
length,
and referencing them. Yeah, I mean, but it never feels it's going the whole time, right? It never kind of slows down. On IMDb, it's a 6.8, which is pretty solid for a horror movie. The director is Michael Dougherty. Right now, he's only 42, so I guess when he made this, he was like 32, which is super young. He also directed one of my favorite Christmas horror movies of all time, Krampus.
Did he do
future episode?
As I was rewatching it, I was thinking it was reminding me of Krampus.
Yep, Yep, he nailed Halloween. He nailed Christmas. I'm assuming Valentine's Day is coming next. I don't know, but but this Michael Dougherty guy is awesome.
That's the pecking order.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
It's not going to circle back for Thanksgiving.
Like Boxing Day. I don't know. That's going to be the next one.
Guy Fawkes Day.
Yeah, Guy Fawkes. But he's directing the Godzilla King of Monsters. like the movie that's coming out, like the next big
really?
Godzilla,
Okay.
the monster one for he's gonna fight all the other.
So the one that's tied into like the Kong Skull Island.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's coming out in 2019. And then there was in 2013 they said they might be making a Trick or Treat 2. And it said it's in development now, but I haven't seen too much news about that coming out. But look out for that. Hopefully that comes out. It could be a straight to VOD instead of DVD, since now that's how it works. And then that same guy, Michael Dougherty, wrote X-Men 2, Superman Returns, X-Men Apocalypse. And since he was the writer of X-Men 2, he was able to get Anna Paquin and Brian Cox as actors in this, both from the X-Men series.
Nice.
Anna Paquin, obviously known for the horror fans as the lead. Is it Suki, right? In True Blood.
Suki Stackhouse.
Yeah. And she was also in Scream 4. She plays Rogue in the X-Men movies. And I said she was in our joke, the classic joke. She was in the horror movie She's All That. So there's that. Brian Cox, who was basically dressed. I don't know if you noticed this, but he was basically dressed up and had his face all like John Carpenter.
I didn't really catch that.
With the hair and the mustache. But if you look at a picture of John Carpenter in that, like spot on. Except, well, Brian Cox's face is a little fatter.
Right.
Other than that, though,
Jesus.
he's no, it is. It's like a wider face, right? But Brian Cox, as people will know, horror fans, was in The Ring, right? Obviously, one of Mitch's favorites.
Yep.
He was in Morgan, which came out a couple years ago. Last year's fantastic Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Oh yeah.
Which was awesome. He was in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Zodiac, the Bourne movies, X-Men, Braveheart. He's been in everything, and he was pretty solid in this one as well. So instead of kids in this movie, they used little people. So because they were filming at night a lot of times, and the labor law says that the kids couldn't work that late, so they had to use little people instead. So for the school bus thing, that
fantastic
makes total sense. The other titles that were thought of for this movie, and so they settled on Trick or Treat, right? Because Trick or Treat was taken by another movie, so they got rid of the O and put an apostrophe. The other titles that this was going to maybe have was Season's Greetings, which is an original short that this was kind of based off of. Halloween Terrors, October the 31st, and Jack-O-Lantern Tales. So they made a good choice here because all those are terrible. The werewolves in the werewolf story was created by the same studios that did the Underworld series. It made the Lycans for
nice.
the Underworld series, which is kind of cool. And then the budget for this was $12 million. It was filmed in Vancouver, and the tagline is "Poison, drowning, claw, or knife. So many ways to take a life."
Oh my god!
It's like the longest tagline I think I've ever heard of.
So if you really liked this one, apparently they added an area to Universal's Orlando's horror nights.
Yeah,
that's Trick or Treat themed.
Oh, nice!
This year. Yeah.
Yep.
So
very cool.
And you stole my last line, but yes. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, Nate.
No, but yeah. And then
not really.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's kind of like a modern, Halloween classic. There's not a lot of movies that are Halloween specific as much anymore, and this was kind of broke the mold.
Yeah. Well, cool. So I figure we'll just kind of talk about each of the little vignettes and just a little see which one's your favorite. Well, at the end, we'll talk about which ones are our favorite. So we open in this movie with Emma and Henry, a couple that have just come back from trick-or-treating, and they are, I guess, pulling down all of their decorations before midnight, which is a no-no.
Yeah. I thought of when I was watching this, babe, I was saying, man, it really pays to be lazy, doesn't it? Because
I know, I was thinking my Halloween decorations do not come down before the middle of November. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, but it's great because so this is what Amanda would probably say, like, oh, let's put everything away before we go to sleep. And I would just be like, no, let's just wait and do it.
One of my notes is the husband is a dick for not helping.
A dick or super smart for not getting murdered.
Yeah, but he goes inside and watches porn. So
it was
and
called,
falls asleep.
Hold on, it was a VHS and it was entitled Nature Special.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Bloodhound Gang said it best, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? Yeah, he's a dick, but you know what? He has a pretty awesome new lawn decoration now. So, that thing's going to get better as the years go on, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Depending on storage conditions and all. So, yeah.
You'll be able to see the lights better as more decomposes.
Yeah, so right off the bat, you're pretty much told you're not going to, you better respect the rules.
But I just want to reiterate, the laziness saved lives there. So just
the more you know.
Wink, cough, everything. Yeah, just say.
Well, don't expect it to save you. So.
Well, there you go.
You're going to be in trouble either way, Nate.
Yeah, basically.
Might as well not be dead. See?
In a different version, he's the one that gets killed for being lazy.
Not on Halloween. And that's the moral of the story.
Okay, so let's talk about the principal. So this, so when we this one's kind of all over the place, but in this one, Stephen Wilkins, who is a school principal, catches Charlie, who's I guess is he the kid from Santa's or what's that damn the one about the mall Santa? The Bad Santa.
I don't think I've seen.
God, I don't know, but okay. So he's this larger, kind of ginger, curly hair kid. Anyway, he takes the whole bucket of candy instead of just the please take one.
Yeah,
because who doesn't try that shit, right? And he's caught by his principal, who starts giving him a lecture about, just about traditions.
Well, and he was smashing jack-o'-lanterns.
Oh yeah, yep. Which is also a no-no.
No-no for sure.
And as he's talking, this poor boy vomits blood and dies from eating a poison chocolate.
Hold on, saying vomits blood is really glossing over it.
Yeah,
Amanda, what would you best describe this liquid that comes out of him as? I would say blood seems generous. This is like.
I stopped watching after the first.
There's like 17 liquid dribble parts.
Oh yeah, it's all all the different candies.
It looks
like a volcano coming out of him.
I said it looked like the Willy Wonka chocolate river was coming out of him.
Oh,
it wasn't like red; it was like brownie.
It was brown.
Oh my god!
I think I did as we were watching this when he takes the candy. I think I did say, "Who's to say some room for later?"
Exactly.
So that was spot on. I'm glad I wasn't the only one that was around.
Got it.
So kid dies, and Wilkins just drags him to the backyard to dump him with the other.
And he gets the spittle on him too, which is the part. Like he gets a little extra. Which then makes his Halloween costume. So for when people come to the door, so it's perfect.
So while he's handling this body, he's having multiple distractions are happening. We have the dog is yelling at barking at him, not yelling, but the first child that's already in the grave is not dead and is trying to escape. And he also has a really
annoying son.
A son who really just needs help with his jack-o'-lantern. It's not hard. It's not a stat. Just poke it a whole bunch and you're fine, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's his neighbor, Mr. Krieg, who's just bitching about something.
Brian Cox.
Yeah, Brian Cox. So he handles them all. I got to ask, of those situations, which one did you? What was your favorite way of him handling business, as it were?
I do like him throwing the finger over the fence.
Yeah,
to
distract the dog. That was
good.
Yeah, my dog would fall for that. That would be the way.
I call that the Sandlot. He felt the Sandlot. That was good.
What about you? What was your?
I mean, when he was stamping on this kid, that was brutal.
Oh yeah,
because the kid was in a sack, and then he just stamping on him, I don't know, 10 times or more. I mean, that was pretty brutal.
And then he used the shovel too.
They shoveled him,
beating the shit out.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a murderer, so...
Well, I mean...
Shouldn't he have murdered him before he put him in the grave?
Right?
I guess he tried. I don't know why that kid was still going.
Well, because he threw it all up. He didn't have a chance to poison him because he was vomiting so hard.
The one in the ground, was that a separate kid, or was that the...
No, I think that was the initial kid. The curly-haired kid who's stealing all the candy.
Well, I think there's two kids.
There has to be two kids, because the other kid's head is...
Yeah, there's two kids. He's already got a kid back there, and then he drags Charlie back there.
Oh, that's the second kid?
Because otherwise, he didn't have a head.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a second kid.
So there's no way.
But the head happened after. But you're saying it was already there before.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's the second spitter.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Halloween night. He can just rack them up. So.
Yeah. No one ever suspects the lowly principal. I don't know. It seems like this is he's targeting the wrong people.
Well, I love that it's a principal too, because there's some other principals like, these damn kids.
Yeah,
this would be great.
This is actually, if you think of it from the principal's perspective, it's like purge night.
Oh yeah.
So
my God.
So there's one night a year he can murder the kids that are terrible to him at school. He can do
I'm
whatever.
sure there's no repercussions at all.
Well, for him, as I said, it's purge night. But basically,
so what tradition is this? This is the check your candy before when you get home to make sure it hasn't been.
And that comes
don't
back
be a little jerk, is what it is.
Well, that's just horror movies in general. But yeah.
And if he only would have eaten like one of the candies, would he have just gotten like indigestion? Like, I don't know. Maybe.
Fun fact, I think the razor, the candy razor blade story,
that
actually originated in near Houston.
Oh, that's good.
I think it's down in like not Pearland, but I think it's down like League City,
H-Town,
somewhere kind of south of here. Yeah, there's a documentary about it. I'll find it up. Anyway,
wow,
I'm pulling us off talking. What was your favorite way of him handling business there, or anything about the city you want to?
I like his relationship with his son. That's interesting. His carving of the jack-o'-lantern.
A mentor.
Yeah.
The family that carves pumpkins out of people's faces and skulls is the one that stays together.
Well, except for the mom who died. Not his fault.
Well,
he said, not my fault. That's what he said in the movie. It's like, well, your mom died.
Such a caring father.
Yeah. Well, but they are taking time to enjoy the smaller things in life. I like that too. Yeah, so that was good. Anything else with the principal that y'all want to talk about?
Well, for the first principal, he's a busy guy.
Yeah, he was had a lot of things going on that one. Let's go to I'll kind of ruin it. My favorite of the segments, the school bus massacre. The school bus massacre revisited anyway.
Yeah.
So in this one, these 4 kids are, I guess they went over to go lure out this girl named Rhonda, who I guess she's supposed to have Downs or
no, she's an idiot savant.
She's an idiot savant. Okay.
I said basically she grows up to be Rachel Lee Cook and she's all that.
I'm starting to regret I ever brought that movie up.
No, because really am. So at the beginning she has the glasses though, and at the end she doesn't, and she kind of looks like more confident. So it was literally a she's all that happening throughout this.
Yeah, so they go pull her out and they go down to a quarry after they bring 8 pumpkins. They have a whole wagon of like 8-ish pumpkins.
Was it 8?
No, it was 8.
I didn't eat 8 because
that was the crazy part, because the angel girl, you're like, oh, she's collecting jack-o'-lanterns for UNICEF. No, bait and switch, 100%.
UNICEF.
Fuck UNICEF. She's like,
why does UNICEF need pumpkins?
I don't know, but she was conning people like left and right, and she had the angel outfit on. I'm like, come on, I got to believe me. That was ridiculous. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. So she goes in to say that what they really need those pumpkins for are for the 8, I guess, mentally challenged, mentally disturbed children that were on this bus. Whose parents basically paid the bus. This is the crazy thing, that paid the bus driver to essentially go drive the bus into this ditch or not ditch,
into the quarry.
Quarry, yeah.
It's like
and just leave
water.
It there. Yeah,
and that scene was awesome. The camera shot where you see the bus drive off is awesome.
Oh yeah,
that was really cool.
Yeah, nuts. And I mean, they're all now. I mean, I get it. They tricked them into going trick or treating. These kids are like all shackled to the bus. I guess they didn't like. Is that a normal thing? Like, are they always just shackled when they go on a bus? Or
I don't know. What'd you think, Amanda? What'd you think about the costumes of the kids in this bus?
Why didn't all of their faces have to be covered?
I don't. Yeah, I didn't. Were they all deformed kids?
That's what I was wondering.
I don't know.
Like, couldn't one of them just have a semi-normal costume?
No. There was the one with like the back with like the really like tall, skinny, cone going up into a really small. Mask, which was even more disturbing. There was a lot of stuff going on there. I don't know, but
I mean, the real answer is, I think, what you said, because of the the little people versus. Because
they had to use little people.
Instead of kids,
they couldn't have like kids during the day.
I just need stock footage of one of y'all's kids' faces with like cat whiskers,
because then they wouldn't be the
something cute.
Union rules.
Then they wouldn't. Yeah, but if they're cute, it's harder to kill them if you're the bus driver. Oh, the bus driver, he screws that up because the kid gets out and then he drives it off the edge.
Yep.
So if anything, the guy didn't even do a good job.
Does he screw it up? Because he lives.
That's true, but then they said they never heard from him again. So did he actually end up getting that money?
I don't know.
See, I don't think so.
I don't
know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so
although maybe move towns if you do that. But
yeah, very. Again, I agree with you, Lisa. Very kind of. I remember seeing this going, "What the hell? Why are you paying the bus driver to do this?"
These parents really
If you're
don't
gonna
want these
murder.
kids
If
to
you're
be-
gonna murder your children, do it your damn self. That's, I mean, common decency would dictate. Anyway, so somehow they've built this. I mean, again, Zecora, I get it, but they built like one rickety ass elevator for them to get down there.
Yeah.
The children are bringing the pumpkins, and really, this is a very elaborate ruse to really just to scare Rhonda.
It's She's All That meets Carrie.
Yeah, basically. That's less blood.
Yeah, less blood.
This going back to what Amanda said for her first take, though. I mean, it's really the more we talk about it, don't be dumb.
Well,
Let's go to
kids.
an abandoned quarry.
They're children. I mean,
She
come
shouldn't.
on.
You don't follow the
morons.
popular girl.
No,
she's like, oh,
you
look,
don't.
You don't.
Yeah,
you don't
not.
follow popular.
No.
That's true. They're
That's
always
also
like-
She's All That. Don't do it.
Yeah.
yeah. It never ends up working out. What about all the popular girls who are just nice people? Okay, never mind. Yeah, I mean, yeah. She was just trying to be with the cool kids. There was a cute boy with them, you know. Maybe she, went with that. I don't know.
Yeah. It was not one of my favorite ones. But that's because I would not have gone down there as a kid. I don't care.
Well, but this is a great one because, like every great horror motif, every movie short, the bullies get their comeuppance because one kid kicks I guess he just kicked. I don't even remember why. I didn't write in my notes, but he just kicks the pumpkin right into the water, which summons.
No, the girl dropped it in the water.
I thought the one boy kicked it.
Well, the girl threw one in the water when she was upset after.
Either way, the pumpkin makes it in the water and they get.
All the children come back and
and She's All That. She gets knocked out because of their very very elaborately planned.
They had
scare.
good costumes.
Good costumes. The little
better costume than the original.
Yeah, and then even the little brother was in on it. You thought, maybe the little brother is getting they're going ahead without him, right? Because he's the little brother and they'll scare him. No, the little brother was even in on it as the inside man. I mean, that's next level planning from these 13-year-old kids, maybe.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was impressive.
I think kids today are just more shittier than. More shittier.
Yeah,
I'm leaning into it.
You're forgetting all of the 80s and Carrie and all those older movies where they were way worse.
Yeah, I mean, I think now they have technology where they can mobilize and coordinate better.
Sure, got it.
So Rhonda does get her revenge after all, though. She does make it to the elevator first, and when the other teens are begging her to let them in, she just...
Why didn't they grab onto the bars and ride up with her?
Kids are dumb.
They were very scared. They were very scared.
Yeah, but if it's going up, I'm going to grab on.
Well, I mean, I guess we forgot to mention that
you're not dumb.
The reason that they are so afraid is because the 8 children come out of the bog looking like.
I know. Did we get sidetracked as I was talking about the pumpkin? The 8 children come back out,
but they look like, I don't know. They got some weird like seaweed. Levels of stuff covering.
It reminded me of Creepshow because they do a lot of that seaweed stuff on the Leslie Nielsen piece.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if that was kind of a tip of the hat or just...
There was a lot of tip of the hats in this movie for sure. So it easily could
have been. It may have been, but it was... Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I just thought it was well done. I just like the whole kind of story with it. It was kind of, to me, that's like classic Halloween story.
Yeah.
So...
and then in the end, Rhonda makes it up to the top. She waves to them, which was brutal. And then she sees Sam, the little scamp who is, we've already seen murder somebody with the nice. I guess, what does he have? A burlap sack? Is that a burlap sack over his head?
Yep.
With little button eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Creepy. So let's talk about Sam. So Sam's segment actually goes back to the neighbor, Mr. Krieg, who basically is getting terrorized by Sam because he's not giving out Halloween candy. He's being a general old shit to a bunch of kids. I think, I don't know, is there anything about this? There's not a whole lot to this particular story other than just, the getting terrorized by Sam.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he's just getting terrorized the whole time, and that's the. I mean, he shoots Sam.
Yeah.
You see a crazy pumpkin face.
Well, I was gonna say. So what was your thought about the reveal of what Sam's face actually is? The pumpkins, the half pumpkin, half skull.
But where does Sam come from?
Well, it's from Sam Hain, which is Rhonda's explaining.
Oh, Christ!
Well, Sam Hain is the actual holiday.
Was the pagan name?
Yeah,
for
holiday
it,
before Christmas and before the.
So he's kind of like
the equinox.
Kind of like the patron saint of Halloween, I guess.
That's what I think they were trying to kind of.
But Sam Hain is just the name of the holiday.
Well, no, I know, but I think that Sam is supposed to be the keeper of the traditions of Halloween.
I think they were trying to come up with kind of essentially a phrase. I mean, sort of a mascot.
He's a mascot. Yeah, the mascot of murder.
But sort of like the face of what could have been a franchise, I guess.
Well, this could be the second one. Could be.
So they said they're going to make a sequel.
In 2013.
Well, we'll see.
I know, but I mean,
we'll see.
Things take time.
But anyway, your thoughts on the face, that whole segment? Anything?
He kind of he looked like a moldy jack-o'-lantern.
Oh,
yeah,
that was gross.
Yeah,
strong jawline though.
Oh yeah,
strong jawline.
Very strong jawline. And then he does like the what is it? What is the hand? What is the hand called in Addams Family?
Oh, thing.
I was thinking it, but I was like, no, it's not it.
No,
so it basically does a thing, and basically you get a nice Kill Bill level Achilles stab in this one, which is pretty brutal.
Yeah, I kind of
under the bed, just in the Achilles, just like Kill Bill. Oh, that was. He's on glass a lot. He's getting cut. So this is where you were not liking it. When he's getting cut.
Not liking that, no.
He's bleeding. He's getting cut a lot. You think, he shot him. Maybe he'll be good because you see like pumpkin pulp. Right? Basically, that's what it was, right? Come out of a no chance. But
do you think it's better, or like would it have been a better reveal if it had been like a cute little kid instead of like a monster thing?
That would have been awesome. And then there was more than one. And there's more than one.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Maybe.
Oh, Trick or Treat 2.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Right.
That'd be good. Were you at all surprised that Krieg didn't get killed? That all that happened was just that he, took the chocolate bar.
No, because the whole point of that one was he was stealing the kids' candy. He wasn't following the rules of trick or treat. So as soon as he gets the candy, he's like, okay, you followed the rules. I'm out.
Yep.
No. So there is redemption if he can avoid getting murdered by Sam.
Redemption for a few minutes.
Well, yeah, it was like a fake. Well, it was a fake out. It was a double. It was a double fake out that happened.
Yep. And what happened to his dog?
Does the dog die.com? I want to say maybe.
Where does he go?
Because the dog went out and the dog never came back.
That dog's the smartest one in the whole movie. I'm out of here.
and it was really cute. Okay, babe, did you like how he had the green eyes on the little head strap, and then he ran toward the kids? That was pretty adorable. And terrifying.
Does the dog die listed as yes?
Oh, I knew it. Yes.
I thought he just left.
He did.
It has 4 out of 5 crying dog faces.
Yeah.
So its rating.
He might be out there, but there's like a 20% chance.
So they got to make a sequel. Show the dog alive.
Oh, then the dog comes back and he's still wearing the
there you go.
The head thing with the green eyes. That would be awesome.
I like that. Does the dog die? Sorry, that they actually show like multiple things around. Like, are there clowns? Are there jump scares? Are there strobe effects? Does a kid die? Does a parent die? Does an animal die? Does someone fart/vomit?
The answer in this movie is yes.
Yes.
Every single one.
Wait, why is farting and vomit combined? I kind of want to know specifically what's happening.
I'm assuming that kid who got poisoned definitely farted midway.
Is there
no doubt about it?
Is there torture? Was the fart involved in the torture?
No, it was not actually. All right, that's the one.
So anyway, what you do find out from this is the last little segment for Mr. Krieg is that you find out that he was the bus driver from the last story.
And the 8 people who came out of the bog to take down the UNICEF the UNICEF angel and her friends just decide to get out of the. Apparently, they learn how to use an elevator.
How did the elevator get back down?
These are great questions because the keys were not in it. And then they make their way to his house as well.
I mean, I'm assuming Sam said it, right?
He set it up. Sure.
Sam did it. That was
follow the rules. But it's the kids that he killed.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, they're the undead. I'm sure they're undead can figure something out.
They were just waiting for the keys, for the elevator for all those years, and then they finally got it. And then
Maybe.
That was awesome.
All right, so the last major segment is the what's kind of titled here is Surprise Party. So in this case, Lori, so Anna Paquin, and her older sister Danielle and 2 other friends are, getting their Halloween costumes stupid late. Literally Halloween night, which is a terrible time. You should already.
You're going to pay a premium on those.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's late. That's late in the game.
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
They did. Yeah.
I'm amazed. Yeah. So, they were going to find dates for this party they were going to have. And Laurie really just is not thrilled about her costume because they are, I guess it's a good commentary on, I think for guy costumes, it's they're relatively, just whatever. The girls, it's like it's what any insert object and then add sexy in front of it, and that is the majority of Halloween costumes you can buy out of a store. Sexy tree stump, sexy squirrel,
sexy tree stump,
sexy acorn. Sexy refrigerator. I mean, it doesn't matter.
It opens up.
I'd be tight if a light came. You know what? Again, we're getting distracted. But we're gonna have to spitball some custom ideas. I think. Anywho, So okay, so these 4. What did y'all think at least on the lead up of this one?
They annoyed the hell out of me at first.
Yeah.
When they were looking for the costumes.
The other 3 girls you mean, or all 4?
All of them.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I was like, just get your costume and get out.
There are children here.
There can't be too many options.
Yeah, there's not that much left. Just get something.
Yeah, I mean, getting your costume and fitting it in person on Halloween in the evening. I mean, that is
the magic of the movie.
That's brutal. Yeah, I mean, there's no. And that place is packed in the scene.
Why are so many people waiting till the last second?
I don't know. And apparently it's on a street where it's basically just like debauchery, like the whole street.
Yeah, are they in Salem? Where are they?
Yeah, it's like
New Orleans.
They're like prime New Orleans.
Right.
Exactly what I was thinking. But yeah, it's brutal. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Whose costume? Okay, I guess my question is, and it falls into this: who is your favorite costume in this movie?
Of everyone?
Of everybody, yeah. So these girls are trying on the costumes, but you see right after in this scene on the street, you see all their costumes, and there's interweaving. Do you guys have any favorites, of the movie?
I do like the Little Red Riding Hood costume, but only because it makes sense later why she has it, and why that's like the traditional. Like I said, that was what I think, was it her sister or somebody said that it was like, a tradition for the new person to wear that costume or something.
Yeah, well, and they alluded to, they said huff and puff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
for her to get done changing. They mentioned the place they go for the party is Sheep's Meadow.
Yeah,
and then the guy says, "What big eyes do you have?" I mean, they really laid on thick with the Riding Hood stuff. But
yeah, well, okay. So what I kind of enjoyed, I'll say, is the vampire that attacks Lori as she's going to the woods for the party alone and tries to bite her on the neck.
She like that costume?
I mean, it did remind me of the one I practically used to wear.
He had a weird like face covering.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
That was
it was
strange.
weird. I don't know why he really thought that he was going to bite her in the neck with them plastic fangs, but
Well, it worked on one lady.
Yeah, didn't he kill her?
Yeah, he killed a woman.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
was that your favorite costume? Yeah, when she was dead.
The one she was dead?
Well, no, but there was a guy right next to her that had blood all over, right? And it looked kind of similar. That was a crazy costume as well. Like, oh shit. That's
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, so I guess what I want to get to is the party then. So, she attacks and she's biting her neck and you think, oh shit, she's about to get murdered, straight up murdered, just like that other girl. Next thing you know, the vampire's getting thrown into the middle of this whole party with all these other girls and all their dates who are all kind of strung out. And Lori shows up fine, not, bleeding a little bit. And then you realize that the twist of this one is that they're all werewolves. And that's why I thought the vampire one was clever. Because they're, how many of these vampire versus werewolf, everything.
Underworld 7 or whatever. Yeah.
Not even that. There's so many other books, movies, all that with it.
Yeah. When the Dracula episode happened and you guys were all like, oh, the werewolves and the vampires can't mix. which is totally false.
Twilight.
It's Twilight is what it is, right? Yeah, it's Twilight rooting more than everything.
Well, that wasn't everyone. I didn't want to ruin multiple movies in one.
Yeah, whatever. You know what? Ruin them all.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this twist. To be fair, I did kind of catch it right around. Right a little bit before this. I won't lie and say I got it from the very beginning, but it was actually well done. I really enjoyed the transformation, because so many there's really only one werewolf movie that gets it totally like right and cool, and that's American Werewolf in London. Yeah. But this was pretty legit as well, with actually the cutting off the skin and all that.
Yeah, did you watch all of it?
Yeah, I watched all of
the
that
skin
part.
peels and
I watched most of it. I watched most of the skin peels
because like all of a sudden just like, oh, there goes my leg skin,
and even just what they did for Anna's face with like just the contacts and the fangs, I thought was super effective.
Why weren't there any male werewolves? Why were there only females?
Female?
Is it like the female band?
It's like a praying mantis, man. They just kill all the males.
I did like
or maybe
that
like
twist,
a lioness sort of thing.
Because you'd hardly ever see female werewolves at all. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Especially since he thought the vampire was going to kill her, right? And then, like they flipped it.
Well, and then the whole. Well, I just like that they flipped the whole. You think they're like, oh, these people are so hoey. All they're doing is just trying to find just dudes to kind of bang.
And dinner.
It's dinner. Yeah, I mean, they'll teach you for.
I wrote down. It's like the guys because the two girls go off and two of the friends go off and they try to find people, and it's always like the cameramen, like from the news vans that always like in Scream and everything. It's always the cameramen who just get totally murdered every time.
Now I'll ask this because this movie's not very good about giving you a sense of time. Like you're supposed to kind of think that these are all kind of happening.
It's going back and forth
in the same time. Yeah. Well, yeah, because you realize that the vampire is the principal from earlier.
Yeah, he said he had a date that night.
Yeah, my God, this man is running all over the place. He is very busy. I mean, he is taking care of business all over the place.
Yeah, he killed a kid. Apparently, he killed another kid.
He had family time. He carved pumpkins out of faces.
Yeah.
He's murdering other kids. He's throwing fingers to the dog. He's, I mean...
He's leaving his neighbor to die. He's doing all kinds of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now his kid has to...
And
now his kid has to serial murder people by himself. Oh. So sad.
Hopefully he took notes.
He carved him into something.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
So So I mean, right the ending of it just kind of shows all the characters, crossing paths once more. It's just kind of a nod to them just all being in the same world. And then of course the final reveal is the bus driver opens a door from another knock and sees that it's all the kids from the quarry that he initially drove out there. And they show up with their bags outstretched. And I think during the credits you see they do it in the comic strip that I guess is kind of based on of him being murdered and dismembered, which is pretty gruesome. Did you sit through all those, or were you just...
No,
I got the idea. You're like, I got the idea.
Yeah,
he's gonna die. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah,
yeah. So let me ask y'all this then. We can go around kind of round table with it.
Sure.
So, what was your favorite? What was your favorite of the stories? And then what was your favorite twist? Like, what was your favorite?
Or scene, or just whatever.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think the werewolf storyline was my favorite.
You like that?
Both from the storyline and the twist. I thought that was the best twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they annoyed the hell out of me at first, but then more it went on,
then you were cheering for him.
All right, I like this. Yeah.
You went from hating him to rooting for him. Nice.
Yeah.
Nate, how about you?
I'm not gonna pick any of the actual storylines. I'm gonna pick the in between the storylines, because there's a lot of things that happen in between. So like the very first scene where the girl gets murdered, putting away everything, right? That's kind of like an in between one.
Okay, yeah.
But there's also some other cool in between ones. Like there was the trick or treaters when they go up and there's like the really creepy adult party happening with that lady in that cat costume.
Oh,
opens
God.
the door.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so brutal.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
There was the guy in a hot dog outfit like humping somebody, which is crazy because that same hot dog outfit is one of like the dead guys at the Sheep's Meadow. Later.
Yep.
Yeah. So like there was like cool like even like the middle connecting tissue.
Also, the hot dog guy would have been my pick for the best costume.
Oh, best costume, hot dog guy.
Sorry, I don't think I give you an answer. It was
Ask
definitely
me
a hot
about
dog.
my wiener.
Oh man. Yeah, it was. It was pretty good, but yeah, the in between and like Sam walking across and stuff, and like just like looking at people in between and stuff like that. I like the connective tissue just as much as the actual like stories. I thought that was really cool.
Cool. And Amanda, what about you? What was your favorite scene?
I would have to go with Rhonda down in the quarry.
Rhonda down the quarry.
Yeah. Yep, I'm glad those other kids died.
Yeah,
I'm glad those other kids died.
They deserved it.
She asked that the dog died, with no one else asked. But then the kids, fuck that.
Again, I totally agree with Amanda on all those counts. Yeah, those kids deserved it. If Samuel Jackson were here, yes, they deserve to die, and I hope to burn in hell. I mean, that is an appropriate response.
There needs to be a drop. There needs to be.
I may remove my voice and add Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we'll see if I get around to that. No, I agree. I thought that was the best scene. Yeah. So I think if you're ready, let's. I guess my last question for you all is: what would you have done differently?
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
Okay, Amanda. If you are any person in this film, anyone at all.
Or the director or anybody. I mean, it could be anything.
What do you do differently?
If I was Rhonda, I would have stayed home.
But then you would have had the satisfaction of killing these a-holes.
It's Halloween.
Oh, that is true. You would miss out on that.
There was a cute boy. Come on, a cute boy.
I think he's fishing for a...
She already made the costume. It was homemade. She carved all the jack-o'-lanterns. You can't just stay home after getting in all the spirit. Like, no, you can't.
Yeah. No, I can't trust those kids.
Oh, so you just don't trust them off the get-go.
Maybe follow them from a distance and see what happens.
Oh, they're going to a quarry. I'm out. And then you turn around even earlier. Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
Then you just stick the little Sam kit on them.
Should have shown up and just turned the elevator up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Lisa, how about you?
I think I would do what I did every year as a kid. Go trick-or-treating, go home and eat my candy. No, we got to get into all these shenanigans.
No extracurriculars.
No. Follow the rules. That's the whole point of the movie. Follow the rules. Okay, so get your candy, go home and enjoy.
If I can play devil's advocate here, isn't Halloween the time to do shenanigans though? I mean, that's
not who I was as a kid.
Okay,
I was not a shenanigans kid.
Yeah, but
I would get my candy.
Yeah, but all the people who had the shenanigans died.
Bingo.
Even the kid that took more than one piece of candy, even though they were all poisoned.
Yeah.
But he took more than one. He didn't follow the rules. Yeah. Everyone follow the rules. That was going to be my pick as well. I'm not changing it. It's
rules.
Yeah. There are certain rules. Yeah. It's in the drop.
Yeah.
If they listen to this podcast, they'd be here today. Exactly. Probably not. Nate, how about you? What would you have done differently?
I mean, this movie. So I remember we said The Craft could have single-handedly, propped up a candle business. Mm-hmm. This movie could single-handedly prop up a pumpkin business. There are so many pumpkins in this movie.
Yeah.
And what you don't do is you don't fuck with jack-o'-lanterns, man. No. Leave them alone. People spend the time on those. You don't throw and destroy. You destroy them, the next day.
Yeah.
The next evening, go around,
when
grab
they're
them all,
starting to rot already.
Yeah.
Then you're doing the neighborhood a service.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know if I want to drive around through rotting pumpkins, but if they're no longer around my doorstep, that's fine as well.
Exactly. So you just don't mess with jack-o'-lanterns, and then I say don't pick on kids that are different than you. Life lessons for everybody.
Jesus,
because then they might end up murdering you and waving bye-bye as they go up an elevator.
See ya.
Yep.
So I think for awards, then I'm going to jump up in the lead on this. I'm going to give the Comfortable in Your Own Skin award to Lori. She didn't really feel the costume. She felt more in tune with her werewolf self, and good for her.
Well, wait, hold on. I got to look for the quote here. She says, "It's my first time, so bear with me," which is
and then she does
great quote.
Followed up by the. More cringeworthy. My, what big eyes you have. It's like,
that was too much.
No,
that was too much. The bear with me first.
The bear with me was
perfect.
great.
Just leave it.
Yeah,
And I guess we forgot that Sweet Dreams from Marilyn Manson was playing during that scene as well, which was spectacularly. Perfectly soundtracked right there.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson shows up in a number of horror movies, so it's not
that's true.
Not overly shocking. Okay, Lisa, what would your award be?
The Bad Bitches Award, because they some bad bitches.
They some bad.
They
bitches.
didn't need anyone to take care of them.
Was that a female wolf reference? Like bitches?
No, but now it is.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Amanda, how about you? Any awards you'd like to give?
I'd go with the Best Parent Award. Spending time with his kid.
For the principal. Oh.
Nate.
Best Parent Award. Did he like cuss at him while he was like complaining when he was digging?
It was under his breath. It's okay.
Sometimes you get a little stressed. But he didn't yell at the kid. He just said, one sec, I'll be there. Shit.
Yeah.
Like, look.
He didn't do it to his face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nate.
Now I know what the level of good parenting is. He's got to cuss him out.
It's a lower bar than you'd expect.
Gotcha. Okay. I gave the Little Miss UNICEF award to the angel character. She sucked. I'm glad she died. Also, and I gave the Educator of the Year award to the principal.
Nice.
Really taught that kid a lesson, figuratively and literally.
All right, well, I think that'll bring us to our final segment of the episode.
Final cut.
All right, so in the final cut, we give a score out of 10 on a scale that we entirely make up for each episode. I think, Nate, let's start with you.
Sure. So I really like this movie. The twists were solid, but I like the story weaving, the in and out, the connective tissue between all of the stories was awesome. Callbacks to classic horror movies. Just very novel setups, right? We've seen all these things before, right? Horror movies have been very kind of derivative. Most horror movies are, right? And this kind of spiced it up a little bit extra. Pumpkin spiced it up, if you will, Lisa.
Thanks, Nate.
No problem. But no, it was a little bit extra. I really liked it, so I gave it 8 out of 10 bus rides.
Nice. 8 out of 10 bus rides. Okay, Lisa.
I did enjoy it. It was good. Well done. Not overly terrifying, so I think it's a good one for those folks that want to watch something but don't want to be like scared out of their mind, like going to see it. So it's a good introductory horror movie.
Yeah, that's good.
So I would probably give it 8 out of 10 chocolate candy bars.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Wow.
I really did like it.
Shocking. Yeah. That is a twist.
So, as kind of we mentioned at the top of the episode, I enjoyed it as well. I like anthology horror movies. I can kind of sink my teeth into. And,
wow.
Yeah, I went there.
Wow.
And again, I think you said it earlier, Nate. There's not very many that are very Halloween specific, like very on the Halloween
on the nose. I mean, they're really like reverence for the holiday.
Yeah, and I think it was done in that spirit, of these are people that, or at least the director and all that. I mean, I think he obviously is coming from a very good place. So I gave it 8 out of 10 sacrificial pumpkins.
Nice.
Okay, Amanda, as our guest, you have the final cut,
the final say. Yeah.
I don't think my rating will be quite as high, but I did enjoy the twists and turns, and I did like it wasn't so scary that I could watch it by myself. Granted, it was during the daytime.
Yeah, that's right. How many times did you have to look away? Like in this one,
just twice.
Just like twice.
Oh,
Okay.
That's
not
That's
too
a
bad.
low. Okay, that's good. That's good.
So I am going to go with 5 volcanic vomits.
Oh,
nice.
Which is probably about the actual amount.
All right, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. If you agree, disagree, wanna let us know what you think about Trick or Treat, you can write to us at
TX Pod Massacre on Twitter. We'll be doing American Horror Story Cult live tweets, rain or shine, inside the show. Apparently, it's a lot of rain. Our website is TexasPodcastMassacre.com. We'll be showing all the movies we've been doing and the synopsis and some pictures, and you can leave comments there. We're on Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, and a bunch of other podcast platforms. And as always, we'll be doing some movie reviews on our Thursday episodes. And during October, we're going to mix it up and throw in more movies than usual because it is the best month of the year.
That's right. So, and again, if you are enjoying the show, please make sure to leave your feedbacks and comments on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. We want to hear all your feedback, both good and bad. Maybe if the bad, you can just send it directly to Nate.
Yeah.
And all the good stuff, send to me. And otherwise,
carve it into a jack-o'-lantern. Do whatever. We don't care.
There you go.
Message in a bottle. We don't care.
So from all of us here at Texas Podcast Massacre, thank you so much for tuning in. And just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.